Hello everybody, my name is Gilman and I like to collect a lot of action figures for toy photography, display, and otherwise. And today we're going to be looking at more blokees products. As you can tell for the last few videos, I've been a little addicted to them. And with that in mind, I picked up more, just for the curiosity of what the Defender figures were like. So if you're not sure about what the blokees Defenders are, it's a different scale of their figure range. So generally there are three scales that are represented. Defender, which is their smallest scale, Galaxy, which is their kind of middle of the road scale, and then there are figures such as the Action Edition and stuff that are a lot bigger and have more detail to them. Not to say that the figures from any of these scales lack detail. I mean, even the Shining one showed very intricate printing, but you're going to get a lot more at a bigger scale than you are something that's, 2 inches tall. But with that in mind, I was very curious about the Defender Wave, and I was actually making an order for something else that had to be imported, so I happened to pick this up alongside it. These boxes are also really affordable, like most of their products, but $30 to $35 retail for these box sets, coming with 12 figures, the asterisk being that there are typically a handful of vehicles intermixed with that 12. But that's still a really good price. You're looking at what, $3 to $2 per figure. Not gonna do quick math right now. But yeah, my expectations were not low, but I wasn't expecting the moon, and they gave me a solar system. It is absolutely amazing how they managed to get Defenders to work. They are very much like their Galaxy counterparts. In regards to construction, quality, detail. It's so amazing, and I can't wait to show off some of the figures. Obviously, as I've mentioned a few moments ago, this is an imported one. If you are interested in this box set, they do sell this on Amazon as well. This is marked as the Heavy Metal War, I believe. It's going to be like Heavy War something. This is a really good box set to get some side characters in. I mainly got this not just for curiosity, but because Soundwave's in it. Another thing about these boxes is, unlike most of the Galaxy run, your chase figures actually have two possibilities. So you have a metallic chase, so to speak, where it's the figure with one extra accessory and then it's metallic. And then you have like an ultra rare one, which is extra accessories and a little more built out. I do have one, but it's sadly not Soundwave. Out of the two, I got his, which we'll showcase more in a moment. They're really nice. But everything else is really nice and straightforward. You get guaranteed figures in each of those. It's kind of an even split of Autobots and Decepticons, even if there are duplicates. In the case of like Optimus and his alt mode. But decent array for this set. Before we get into the figures, though, I will show off two of the extra accessories that come with these. So for me, one of the vehicles, I want to say it's Optimus's truck mode, comes with a token. There's 3 different designs you can get. I got the one with Grimlock on it. I believe the other one is Soundwave. I don't know what the third one is. You also get a card of one of a few designs. I'm not sure how many, but obviously I got lucky and got this beautiful holographic Soundwave card of his ultra rare one. I have this set up with my Shining one too, because it just looks so nice. It's a good display piece with them. I'm absolutely addicted to Soundwave. I would love to get the Action one. And blokees, hit me up, please. I will be more than happy to review more of your products. I've spent a lot, so I don't mind spacing out a bit. But man, I've bought a lot of these products, so eventually I will get Action and review him. But blokees, come on, hit me up. I don't mind reviewing for you. So, shameless shilling aside, let's actually look at the figures. I've got a pile off to the side. We're going to just grab one and check them. And near the end, we'll do some size comparison to like a regular Galaxy of how small these are. So starting off with, I don't know any of the names of some of these characters. The few I know is because I've either looked it up beforehand, like just for curiosity's sake, or I happen to know the character. Again, this was an import. All of it's in Chinese. The character cards themselves do not have any English names on them, at least for the set. So some of these I'm just not going to know. Such as the first one, which is Megaphone Guy. I will say this is the one figure I think in the entire set that's kind of like, oh, he looks cool, but why does he have a megaphone? I guess he's kind of like a sedan type car. He might be a police car, honestly. But cool little figure. We'll showcase some of the articulation. So ball joint at the wrist, turns and swivels a bit. We'll try and cover the box up since it likes to focus in on that. Ball joint for the elbow and everything, so he can swivel and move there. Same goes for the shoulder, is that it swivels up and down. Hip is on a ball joint, so you can spin them. Legs do the same thing, outward, spin. Because again, all ball joints, very simple, very few parts compared to the Galaxy, which makes sense for their scale. But these articulate so well. I was kind of concerned about that, but oh my goodness. Even the feet, if we can, there we go, are on a ball joint, so you can turn them and everything and bring them back and forth. The bottom parts of the legs are very much like the regular Galaxy 2, where they're in two halves. The only extra thing is the torsos are generally specialized to each character. Focus. So the only difference is the backpack can sometimes have something different on them, so this is a separate piece that plugs in. I'm not sure what this post is for. I might have to look into that later on, because I do know some bots kinda can interact with others. But that's a interesting start. That's the only figure I'd say in this set I have not huge into, not in a bad way, but just I don't know what his purpose is. I think he's supposed to yell at the Decepticons. He's going to use harsh language to defeat the Decepticons. That's what we're going to say. The next figure I've got here is Hot Rod. This I know because I showed it off to somebody, and they're like, oh, it's this character, and we're very excited about him. So he's got a bit of printing on his chest. He's very straightforward. He's got a very interesting color scheme. I don't know what his whole deal is in regards to why he has purple feet, but regardless, that's his style. He's got some metallic blaster and hands. The major thing with these is you're not going to get alternate hands, like splayed hands or anything, which fair enough. And some of the characters even have a weapon hand. So in his case, he has like this saw. It does spin though. Very tiny though. Again, my pinky for scale. Another good articulation. He has some wings on the back for his spoiler, I believe, and then another peg. Again, I'm not sure if that's for the accessories or not. I'm going to have to look into that. And again, these are so well articulated. The sculpts are really nice. Obviously, because there's less scale, ability to scale these, it's not like a shoulder pauldron over a basic piece. It is its own shoulder. So you're going to see a lot of specialized parts from some of the figures, where like his shoulder pauldron is different than this guy, and so forth, so on, which fair enough. But so that's Hot Rod, very nice, very bright and colorful. We'll send him off to the side and grab the next one, which, oh, yep, this is the ultra rare one. So I managed to get a hold of, in this set, the ultra rare version of Grimlock. And last video I mentioned how he's becoming a favorite of mine, and this just does not help. He looks so good. So I'm going to describe it a bit before bringing him in camera. So he's in a more shiny metallic thing, and there's a little bit more detail put onto him, I guess to imply like they've spent, a bit more time adding the tedious elements. So obviously, as you can see, very shiny plastic. He comes with his sword, which in this version is dual molded or something, because it has kind of a taper to the color. Very small though, very, very traditional. Again, these are all kind of like chibi arted, which I think is really nice. But so he also has, I don't know if it shows well on camera, this very nice metallic red visor in there. Now, the difference between his rare and then the ultra rare one is his sword is red, and he does not have this backpack piece, which is removable because, which I didn't realize this was a thing, and I might do some attempts at recreating this with the figures I have already, it is a fully removable and articulated neck for swoop. So you can flip his head around, pop it back into pack mode, and then he hops right on there. Just like so. Really nice look. absolutely amazing looking figure. Anytime they do anything in metallic colors, it just... Robots in metal are obviously a match made in heaven because, you know, robots are made of it. And just having the ability to have these, you know, representing in that way is just great. Even his, we'll try and get this focused in. His forearms have some really nice printing on them too. I mean, you can see how tiny this is. It's insane how much detail they got in him. So again, Grimlock is just... I might end up growing an army of Grimlocks too. I still need to get his alternate mode version of him, which I believe is in another Defender set. But I am absolutely in love with that character now. He's become my second favorite next to Soundwave. Which, speaking of which, boop, whole reason I bought the box set to try him out. Here's our nice Soundwave. He was actually the first one I pulled out of this box set. Last one in the Shining, first in this. We'll bring him in. He has all of his usual telltale signs. So he's got his little shoulder cannon, which is very... like easy to move. It has a ball joint. All the figures, by the way, when you assemble them, have like a piece of plastic that you slide into the helmet. Most of them, I believe the police one's the exception. Megaphone over there. But yeah, the detail's really nice. He has the cassette deck printed on his chest. Comes with his blaster. And then, of course, he's got his really nice color scheme. This is the other one that would have... you could have a chance of getting a rare or an ultra rare of him. So the rare one comes with Ravage, and he's a little metallic. The ultra rare comes with Ravage, Redbird. I'm going to call him Birdo because I don't know his name. Birdo, and I believe there's a touch more detail added to him. So, like, on the rare ones, you get the red bands and stuff on the arms and so forth. But honestly, if you're creative enough, I think you can easily add it yourself. I honestly might even look into 3D printing some accessories for Ravage and all that, just so I have those two, because sadly, I have the regular one, and I kind of want his little cassette bot companions. This is probably going to be the quickest review video you've seen, and I try and go in depth, I swear. So moving on to the next figure, which is kind of... he's not really a chase in this set. It seems like starting in set 2, they decided that they're going to add gold figures. And I do want to get... I want to say set 2 has another Soundwave, and he's in gold, so I need that one. But in this set, Megatron. Would he be called Minitron in this form? So this set comes with a golden Megatron. The only thing I've noticed is apparently in previous sets and past set or future sets from this, they're fully gold. For some reason, which I don't dislike, they've made him this translucent yellow parts in certain sections. But I mean, he still looks great. He has his pack on. His eyes, obviously, instead of being gold, are a nice red, if I can get that on camera. And his arm cannon, which is on a little swivel, so you can kind of remove it and stuff. But I mean, that's a good way of getting a Megatron. There is a set that just has a traditional one, as a traditional Optimus. It's a cool extra. I do want to see if I can get a bunch of these gold ones, because I think that would be cool to have just a army of the gold bots. Become a James Bond villain at this rate. All right, next one. Who do we got here? Oh, we got Shockwave. So there is another set that has this figure in it, but he is in a... I think he's in solid plastic. In this set, he is in translucent, bringing me back to the days of the early 2000s where everything's a transparent plastic. I absolutely love how this looks on camera. This is perfect. So obviously he is entirely transparent, with the exception of his hose. If they made that clear, I'd be very impressed. I don't know if there's a material that does that. He's very purple. I love how this looks. He even has some minor printing on his arms where he has his Decepticon logo on there. Really cool figure. He actually displays next to my Soundwave. I feel like those guys go together and work together. That makes me want like a bunch of Decepticons that are just audio equipment. Cool figure again. He has his little... even the way this head's assembled is this in two parts. Focus. Where the back part's the clear, smoky plastic and the front's purple. It's just so cool. It kind of makes me think of... I don't know what they're called. Gakus? There's a type of Gundam that I vaguely am aware of that are like the grunt ones. And that kind of makes me think of it. Really cool figure. I've actually done some photography testing out. I love how fast... shows you how good quality these boxes are when it wants to focus in on there. But back to him. I've set him on a light and just lit him from below, and man, it looked amazing. I think they should actually invest in making like display stands for these. I've heard people call them Jolly Rancher ones. I want to see some display stands out there that I could buy for him, because I think it would be really cool to have them properly lit up. And the feet are all uniform, so I think it would be easy to make something where you have the feet kind of slotting, because there's not a lot of room under the feet. I would love to get another set of these, like some extras. Focus, my friend. There we go. I want to get another set of these to do some experimentation, because similar to Swoop, who I've still have not worked on yet, I would love to make some magnetized defenders for like clipping onto clothing and stuff. I think that would be really cool, but that's going to take a lot of work and figuring out. So if I do figure out how to do that with Swoop and these guys, I will post some videos and tutorials on how to do that. Moving on to the next one, I got another jet. He's not a conehead. He's a he's one of these. I wonder if they're leaders or something, because the coneheads I've seen a bunch of, and I think that's the technical term. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I'm not 100% sure. But he's got some nice printing on him. He's got his printed cockpit in the engine, and he's got these big wings. I love how just he looks. And Decepticon logo is this nice printing for the stripe. And then instead of a blaster, because a lot of them do get blasters, is he comes with, like he should, is the arm guns. So he's got one on each side. These are also, so other than the joints, you're not going to see a lot of ball joints on some of these like arm accessories. Focus. So I just popped the gun off. So this is more of just a basic peg system. Just for this. Again, the arms and everything are well articulated, but when it comes to this, you're not going to have the outward pull and stuff, which honestly, I don't mind too much, because that could cause, like, when you display, you're like, oh, it's a little off. So, yeah, another jet fighter. I like how he looks. Purple and black, I mean, amazing color combo. Very evil looking. Yeah, so it's good to have another jet. He actually sits with the other ones. I know they have a bunch of those jet ones, and I kind of want to, over time, get all of them together to have, like, just their own area. This is the problem. This is the addiction. As a warning, if you get blockies, you will get addicted to them. I want to get them all, honestly, at this rate, with how it's turning out. But I do want to get all the jet fighters, and I do want to get a bunch of the Soundwave and their variations. So I'm going to move him off to the side. And we're going to bring in the final of the specifically figures. There are vehicle builds, which we will show off afterwards, but the figures themselves, there's 8 in this set, and then there's 4 vehicles. With the final figure being, I believe they call him Shattered Glass Optimus. I wonder if it's because his window's shattered. Really nice. It kind of makes me think of the Joker with the purple and green, but I feel like that's just a basic thing. He has the Decepticon logo on his shoulder. His helmet's like a dark blue. I really like how that looks. Really nice bit of chrome on the helmet. A little bit of printing on there and on the legs. And the massive blaster. Again, these are in like a chibi art style, but man, this thing is like... Hold on, let's pop it out of his hand. Nice grip on him as I'm fighting him to give me the gun. There we go. I mean, that's how big his blaster is on him. It is absolutely massive. It's really fun. Really nice way of getting an Optimus. There are obviously regular versions of it. I want to say it's set 1 or 2 that has just Megatron and Optimus as like the main front runners of that box. So it's good to have this kind of Joker-esque looking one. Really nice. I have not done any photography of these guys proper, like taking them out and about. I'm very excited when I can, because these things are just, again, when I do a scale comparison, you'll see, but man, these things are compact. Now, we've gone through all the figures, so now we're going to go over the vehicle builds. So there are 4 vehicles in the set, starting with Optimus gets his alt mode. Again, you can't really transform these, even on the Galaxy ones, because of how they're built, which is not necessarily a problem to me, because I think they just look amazing as figures. But, oh, Focus. So obviously it's him in his alt mode. This comes up, folds down. These blasters, I've seen people do it where they put them sideways and kind of turn it into a scooter where it goes up like that, which I think is funny. But really cool truck. Details printed and everything. It rolls decent. Plastic wheels especially, so these are on like a spoke instead of on their own, which some of them have just singular wheels instead of these spokes. It jams a bit. I might do some cleanup on them because they may be just getting stuck on some excess plastic. But neat little vehicle. Now, the next three I'm going to state have a little bit of a gimmick to them. So in the last, I want to say this is set 3. Oh, it says it right there. Yay! In the last 2 sets, you could get these construction vehicle Decepticons. And they've had spots and stuff that implied that you could build what I know as Devastator, the Combiner. I want to say not too long ago, they did officially announce and start selling a kit where if you have all of the Defender Constructicons, that you could actually combine them together to build Devastator. Which, by the way, with my limited knowledge of like the Transformer ride, did not realize the main crazy looking thing, like Doomsday Machine guy, was Devastator compared to the like original design. Just a little side tangent. But starting off with this truck. This is one of the more, like, he moves and everything, but he does not have dumping action. But he's really nice. Decepticon logo right there. Rolls pretty easily. Again, you can kind of see where he splits apart and stuff, because again, these are supposed to be able to taken apart pretty easily, so you can transform them into Devastator. But pretty basic. You can set somebody in the back. I've actually thought about doing that as a little display thing. Next one. So the next two actually have a lot more going on with them. So now we've got this scoop truck over here. And first off, the little cab. I don't know why they did this. Maybe for Devastator, but this has like a, it's on a ball joint, or not ball joint, a hinge. So it shifts a bit. I usually keep it straight on because I figure that's probably how it's supposed to look. The scoop, which has the logo in it, comes up and down on a hinge, so you can throw them out of the way. You know, fight your enemies with the scoop. Again, rollability. These are on separate pieces instead of being the full axle runs, so he rolls a lot better. And then finishing off the trio for this set is this little cement mixer. This is obvious where the Devastator stuff came in, is because of that post right there. A lot of them actually have secret spots inside of them too if they're used for it. I mean, hitch spot right there. But so his little gimmick is you can spin the drum around. It's a firm fit, but obviously I keep it logo side out for reasons, right? Neat little truck, yellow window. Focus. There we go. Nice yellow window. Neat little vehicle. Me personally, I think it's interesting having the transform versions of the other characters. These, obviously, for the ability to make Devastator is really cool, but otherwise, I kind of have them off to the side. They're not displayed with the rest of them fully because I don't have a full setup for them yet. They are nice vehicles, though. I absolutely adore having, shattered glass. Looks really nice. And to have the matching figure really helps because then it gets displayed with him. Before I do size comparison, I'll show off the cards real quick, because I did mention in Shining that they included Pogs, but Defenders still actually use the small cards. The major difference is the cards double as your instructions. I will say, though, I've tried hard to do these, and I had not too much of an issue, but they actually have numbers on some of these, and they are near impossible to read. I wear glasses, and I was squinting. I was like, oh my goodness. There you go. So yeah, all their instructions are on the back side of this. But each character gets their card. There's a QR on them. Yeah, I know in the next run of them, the next 3, there's supposed to be a constructible figure with their vehicles. I don't remember who he's called, though. And I believe the cards in those mention to keep it for, like, reference. So there's definitely the push for these is to get not just, really nice small figures for a lower price range, but also to build the constructible characters. Because again, these are great figures, but obviously Transformers are very difficult to design in regards to transforming without them looking, either not nice or their transformation doesn't look great. So before we finish off, I'm going to bring in Soundwave because that's my favorite point of reference. I'm going to compare him next to his Defender's counterpart. And with that, you can immediately see the difference. I mean, he is absolutely tall compared to the Defender one. I mean, these are so well articulated. You would be surprised by the scale of it. Because I have seen videos of people talking about them, but I never really grasped the scale until I got these in. And man, for the size, they are amazingly detailed, amazingly articulated. I definitely want to get more of these in the future, get more of the Soundwave variations, get more of the gold ones, and even just eventually get some to turn into little, accessories for my outfit. But not much else to talk about with that. Thank you very much for hearing me ramble about more toys. If you keep following and watching these videos, thank you. Blokees, if you are watching this, I hope that you contact me at some point because I would like to review more of your products. Because, man, am I breaking the bank. Even though these are affordable, buying 5 or more boxes of Blokees products is not the brightest thing to do. So, thank you all for watching and enjoy your day.